channel 250. Please remember to download both the BarnBurner and Zingo TV apps in their respective app stores on iOS and Android devices. And while you download, please sure to rate and leave a comment. Both apps are 100% free. And Zingo TV is also available on Google Chromecast, Amazon Fire, and Fire TV sticks, as well as Roku and Roku sticks. And they're also available on all smart TVs 2016 and forward. Now, let's get right into the sports wrap for this week. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. So the very first thing we're going to go into is the MLB arbitration tracker. Lindor and Chris Bryant have finally settled on deals so far. Now, the New York Mets have agreed to one-year contracts with 7 players so far to avoid salary arbitration. Yes, 7 players for the Mets, guys. Absolutely insane. The first being probably the biggest guy that the Mets have right now is Francisco Lindor, outfielder Michael Conforto, first baseman / outfielder Dominic Smith. Now, Lindor will be earning $22.3 million. Conforto will be getting $12.25 million in their final years before potentially becoming free agents next year. Now, Dominic Smith had agreed to a $2.55 million deal in his first year eligible for arbitration. Brandon Nimmo got $4.7 million, and right-handers Edwin Diaz got $7 million, Seth Lugo got $2.925 million, and Robert Gesselman got $1.3 million in his arbitration contract. Now, Lindor, we all know, was acquired from Cleveland last week, along with starting pitcher Carlos Carrasco in the blockbuster trade that has now excited Mets fans for the future, and I don't blame them. Now, the next step for the Mets involved with that, right? They just signed Lindor to that arbitration contract. They now need to be able to keep him beyond this year because knowing Lindor, he has moved around quite a bit now, and we'll see what happens if the Mets are going to be able to keep him. Now, Lindor is a 4-time All-Star, and he has also said he's not opposed to signing a long-term contract with the Mets. So, Mets fans, you could be looking at your next franchise guy for the next 5 years in Lindor. Now, he has also said that he wouldn't want to negotiate after the start of spring training, though. So this is basically kind of like a next off season, you have to get him going. Like, you have to, before spring training, lock him up. Like, get him into a contract. Like, that's basically what you have to do, essentially, in order to be able to keep him and not wait till the very last minute. Now, Lindor, the young 27-year-old, right? He had a bad year. He had a bad year at the plate, right? He only batted .258, right? He hit 8 homers, 27 RBIs, and he had a .750 on base percentage. Now, he had started all 60 games, and he was earning just about $6.48 million, and that's prorated from his $17.5 million salary, right? And all the other guys on New York ended up as well getting those types of, 1-year arbitration contracts. And the big one there for the Mets for sure is definitely Francisco Lindor. Now, moving on over to the Chicago Cubs in arbitration, because there's 3 big guys that came into the key here for Chicago, and that was Chris Bryant, Javier Baez, and Wilson Contreras. Probably their 3 best offensive powerhouses when you look at the Chicago Cubs. Now, the Cubs had avoided arbitration with their 3 biggest stars. They got 1-year deals with Chris Bryant, Javier Baez, and catcher Wilson Contreras. Now,